Hello everyone. In PD, we are going to see about the equation of variable coefficients problem. So reduce these equation into canonical form. So if we have to reduce the above equation into the canonical form, so the given equation is in the form of the equation given is in the form of rs plus ss plus tt plus f of x y z p q equal to 0. Basically, our canonical form derivation formula also exists this type of equation where we compare these equations with our respective question. So if we compare means we get the r value as because r is nothing but dou square z by dou x square. This is one is small r, so the coefficient will be a capital R. So the coefficient of this one is 1, so r equal to 1. And here yes, for us they're having dou x dou y, so there is no form in dou x dou y. Then so s equal to 0. Then the next term is t, small t, and our small t is dou square z by dou y square, and that coefficient is written as capital T. So for our question, if we compare means we have the coefficient that is minus x square as a coefficient of dou square z by dou y square. So finally we get the form of r equal to 1, s equal to 0, and t equal to minus x square. So we have three types of equation, that is if if it is in the form of quadratic equation, so we have to find it as a parabolic, hyperbolic, or elliptic. So if we put s square minus 4 rt, this is basically that is a x square plus bx plus c equal to 0, means we compare this to equation. If we have taken that is b square minus 4ac equal to 0, this is in the form. So likewise we compare this equation means we get a square minus 4 rt. So x is nothing but 0 minus 4, r is nothing but 1, and t is minus x square. So if we get the final term as 4x square as capital, that is greater than 0, so it is a hyperbolic. So we have to consider the equation as r alpha square plus s alpha plus t. So substitute the values of r and st, means we get alpha square minus x square equal to 0. After that we have to find the alpha value, that is alpha square equal to x square, and if we take the square root of both sides means we get alpha equal to plus or minus x. So from this we arrive the equation of arrive the solution of alpha as minus x and plus x. So consider this as lambda 1 of x comma y will be the capital X, and lambda 2 of x comma y equal to minus x. We consider this as lambda 1 of x comma y and lambda 2 of x comma y. So next we have to put this in the equation. So dy by dx plus lambda 1 of xy equal to 0, and another term is dy by dx plus lambda 2 of xy equal to 0. After that dy by dx, we know that lambda 1 of x comma y is capital x comma y is x, and the lambda 2 of x comma y is minus x. So if we multiply this dx, means we get dy by dx, that is dx getting cancelled, and the left term is dy plus x into dx, and 0 into dx is nothing but 0. And here also we get the same as it is, but instead of here we have a minus, so slight changes. So if we integrate means we get that value, that is y plus x square by 2, because it is a partial derivative. So if we don't integrate with respect to x or with respect to y, we have to integrate with respect to x and y, means we get y plus x square by 2 equal to c1. The integrating of constant is integrating of a constant term is c1. So y minus x square by 2 equal to c2. So now we are consider this term as a phi, and this term has eta. So our phi value is y plus x square by 2, and eta is y minus x square by 2. So what we do means we have to substitute the above equations. We have to substitute instead of dou square z by dou x square, we have to substitute the equations in the form of eta and epsilon. So For the canonical form, it must be derived from the another term, so it must be changed into the another term. So for that, dou zeta divided by dou x, that means z belongs to x and y. So and zeta with respect to phi and eta, and this phi and eta are with respect to x and y. So for referring that, and dou zeta divided by dou x can be written as dou zeta is with respect to epsilon, sorry, that is pi and eta, that pi is belong to pi, each one pi contains x comma y, and eta also contains x comma y, so both are depending on x and y. So finally the referring of z and zeta are both are same. So for that, dou zeta divided by dou x can be differentiated epsilon, dou zeta divided by dou epsilon plus into dou epsilon divided by with respect to x. So likewise dou zeta divided by dou eta into dou zeta divided by dou x. So if we take the derivative of this, means with respect to x means we get this term, so that is the y value will goes to 0 and we get 2x divided by 2, both are getting cancelled, and pi x equal to x. And if we differentiate with respect to y means it will become 1, and if we differentiate eta with respect to x means we get -2, and with respect to y means we get 1. So for that, what we do means we are substituting the values of this can be similarly written as pi x and eta x. So instead of that, we have to substitute the terms, means we get this term. And if we take the both side, the x is common, both the terms x has a common. So if we take out means we get dou zeta divided by dou pi minus dou zeta by dou eta. So we don't have dou z by dou x, we have second order derivative, so we have to derivate another time. So if we differentiate with respect to x means we get dou by dou x, dou z by dou x. Instead of this we can substitute this one, and if it is in the form of, that is d of uv. So what is our uv term? uv dash plus vu dash. So consider this as u, and v dash is dou divided by dou x, and dou zeta divided by dou epsilon minus dou zeta divided by dou eta, plus, and v term is this one, this is considered as u and this is considered as v. So if we dou zeta divided by dou x into x means if we differentiate with respect to x means we get 1. So we are putting this 1. So instead of this dou divided by dou zeta, that is dou zeta divided by dou x means we have this term. So we have to substitute this term, means we get x square and dou zeta divided by dou pi minus dou zeta divided by dou eta the whole square plus dou zeta divided by dou pi minus dou zeta divided by dou eta. So the combined term is this one, that is dou square z divided dou square zeta divided by dou x square. Then we have in our question we have a y term. So for that we have to differentiate with respect to y means zeta, dou zeta divided by dou pi and dou pi divided by dou y. So dou zeta divided by dou eta into dou eta divided by dou y. So we already derived the form of eta y and eta pi y and pi eta y, that is both are 1. So if we substitute means we get this term. There we differentiate this one, it will be changed into another form because we are having the x, but here we don't have any other, we don't have y value. So if we differentiate means we get this term as the term, we get this. So what we do means if you get the derivative of one more time means it will be the square of the equation. So if we derive one more time means we get cube. So for that, from we take that phi and eta, the terms are y plus x square by 2 and y minus x square by 2. So if we epsilon minus eta means we get the term that is 2x square by 2, 2 are getting cancelled, and finally we get pi minus eta equal to x square. From the question, our question is nothing but dou square z divided by dou x square equal to x square dou square z divided by dou y square. So finally we are getting to know that zeta and z are comparatively something related to each other. So instead of that, we substitute the values, we find the dou zeta square divided by dou x square and dou square zeta divided by dou y square. So if we substitute the terms as it is, and instead of x square we have to substitute pi minus eta, because we don't, in that canonical form we don't want the values of x y. Instead of that, we must have the values, that is pi and eta. So pi minus eta into this is in the form of dou square is zeta divided by dou x square, and this is in the form of x square into dou square zeta divided by dou y square. So if we this is in the form of a minus b the whole square, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So multiply this pi minus eta, and this side also like as it is, epsilon minus pi minus eta, this is the a square plus 2ab plus b square. So equal to this side, if we take that values into this side means equal, inside means we get the terms as minus. So the values are getting cancelled, which are opposite, and the remaining values are this one, this term and this term. These two terms are looking similar, so if we club up means we get minus 4 epsilon minus eta dou zeta divided by dou epsilon dou zeta divided by dou eta equal to, and thus in this side if we move this term to another side means we get minus, so both side minus are getting cancelled. We have to find the dou square zeta divided by dou epsilon dou eta, that the value is, if we get this term as denominator means we get 1 by 4 pi minus zeta dou zeta divided by dou pi minus dou zeta divided by dou eta. This is our canonical form. In this canonical form we don't have xy, and instead of that we are having pi and eta. Hope you all understand, and thank you.